welcome to joining Happy Reading with Darby G. I'm going to really quickly show you some of my favorite preschooler books. This one, at the time I'm recording this, which is in late May, this one is currently out of stock for a couple of weeks. So I'm going to show it to you just because when that comes back in stock, everybody loves these books. These are the Look Inside series. They're flaps, fact-based with very simple facts, so you can easily read them to your preschooler. Weston has learned all about his body thanks to this book. Like, it is amazing. This is his favorite page, and it has poop in it. So, yep, as you can imagine, that's why it's his favorite. And it tells you that your intestines uncoiled are the size of a baby blue whale. But anyway, so the Look Inside body is like this one. And then I'll show you the world, because this one's the second favorite of mine that is in stock as of the time of this recording. It's all about the world and tons of flaps. There's flaps within flaps. And Weston has learned all about what happens once it rains and like how the rivers are made and how the water goes into the homes. It is a great one for those curious kiddos, and actually, to tell you the truth, I have learned a lot from it. So these are perfect for 3 years old through probably 6 or 7 years old. And if you have curious minds, they definitely will eat these ones up. So that's the Look Inside series. And then the Muddle and Matches are always a hit for those kids that like silly, goofy stuff. It's so hard to do these with one hand. I'm so sorry. So this one, alliteration, tons of alliteration, but look at this. They can muddle and match it. So now they can read, Marvin the Mighty Monkey pretends to be a powerful pirate, believing she'll be the best ballerina at the bug ball. So it's silly, it's goofy. The kiddos know that it doesn't go like that, so they can try to find the match. They can do different things with it. These are split pages, board books. There's several different kinds. So look for the Muddle and Match. This one just, as of right now, just came right back in stock. There's one called How Flowers Grow. This one is What Makes It Rain. There's a similar concept. Bright, airy illustrations that teach all about this one is What Makes It Rain, but also this page is When Do Rainbows Appear? How hot is the sun? Why does lightning flash and thunder rumble? Where does the wind come from? This one has helped us immensely with Weston's and all of his curious questions. He has so many questions when we're out walking or different weather, and now I finally have the way to answer it. So those ones are called Lift the Flaps, What Makes It Rain. Illustrated Alphabet, my favorite alphabet book I have ever seen. I am so proud that this is part of our company. Every alphabet I've ever seen usually has a letter, a big letter, and a big picture, or maybe a lot of little pictures, but they don't have all of this. This has the letters, big and little. This has tiny little things that start with that same letter, so it's like a image find. It has the B is for baboon, and then it also has alliteration. The baboons wanted a big box of bananas, but had to make do with buns from the bin by the bench. And then tons of other little things you can look for in the illustrations that start with that letter. It's so much fun. Every time we read this, it's kind of different. Weston likes to count how many things are on each page. So there's just a lot to talk about. Highly recommend that. Sorry, I highly recommend all of these, and I'm going to say that for each one, so I'm sorry. You choose. This one is great for vocabulary building, decision making, taking turns, learning patience, sharing. Because if you make it a game, each one of you takes a turn in answering those questions. There's so much in the pictures. The game can be different every time. You take turns, and you have to. You can't pick what the other person picks. That kind of stuff. You can do whatever you want with this. It's great for those kids that like pretend play and being silly and imagining things. A cute little lap time bonding. You have got to get this book. If you get only one book, this is it. Nibbles. Nibbles will steal your heart. This is a book monster. He likes to eat books, and he goes throughout the book destroying other little books. He jumps into little books within books, changes the storyline. Kids know the storylines for the familiar stories like Little Red Riding Hood and whatnot, so they understand that it's silly and goofy. Look, he ate through that book. I read this to his preschool class, and each one kept coming closer and closer to me as I was reading this. It was hilarious. So in the end, you catch him, but then, oh no, what happened? Sorry, this is hard to do. He got out. See that? It's adorable. A Squirrel's Tale. This one's also hard to do one-handed, but here we go. He goes through the slots, and there's slots on each page that he then goes through, and your child will move it through as you read the story, and then There's a mouse version of this too. The mouse one is actually my favorite, but I cannot find it right now because Weston was playing with it the other night. So, but I love both of them. You can't go wrong. These have been around for a really long time, and everybody loves these. It's a perfect gift. If I have to just give one gift to somebody, I usually give that. So we have several of these Lift the Flap preschool series books that I call them. There's opposites, shapes, colors, numbers. It's just a fun way to learn because there's flaps. So what's the opposite of up? Down. What's the opposite of hot? Cold. And Weston actually had struggled for a little bit learning opposites, and this book kind of made it make sense to him. So, and then of course the other ones are shapes and numbers and colors, and then there is a word book too that I love, which is great for when you're beginning reading. And then lastly, this Under the Sea Jigsaw book, it's kind of an activity reading book all in one. Each page has a puzzle. You can break out the pieces while your child can do the puzzle while you're reading to them, so they can learn while they're doing something. And can you see like the dolphin shape of that? So it's really fun. We'll take this on road trips because this is like a tray for him to do a puzzle on, and he loves puzzles. So there you go. That's my favorite preschool books. Happy reading.